another busy week. Many topics to cover today and Wednesday. Let's start today's meeting with our midterm exam. Exactly a week from today. Monday next week, 10 minutes before 9 and then 10 minutes before 11, you will have 2 hours to answer 3 open-ended questions and 3 calculation questions. And then grading point is 40 points out of 100. All open book. You have open access to everything but other people. Don't talk to your mom. Okay, coverage everything from the first meeting to this week. Then compensation for that is compensation for your hard time taking the exam. You are not meeting. Wednesday is off. You are taking Wednesday off. Okay. Any question regarding exam? No question. So is everything sure to you, Jian? You are sure about everything about the midterm exam. So you are prepared, completely prepared for the midterm exam, aren't you? Yes, you are. How about Jeongha? You are. Hyunji is not prepared for exam yet. She is preparing for exam. Danny, are you prepared for the exam? Okay. So theory of industrial organization, we mean firm, for-profit firm, behavioral guideline. Don't forget this. I'm repeating this numerous times already. Objective function is to maximize net revenue, not total revenue. So how to optimize that? You keep doing it until MR equals to MC. Very simple. Evaluation, you better know the average cost. 2 different things, optimization and evaluation. Evaluation, there are many ways, but the handiest way maybe is calculating average thing. Revenue economics, that's your reference. Then you assume same price to everybody. So P0 is, we're going to skip this. The cost economics is slightly difficult. Not exactly difficult, it's slightly more complicated. This is cost economics. The starting point is that this is most typical total cost. This is of course quantity. This is value. Here we mean total cost. It looks like this one. What do you call this? Even if quantity is 0, you have to pay some cost. Fixed cost. This is fixed cost, or sometimes you call sunk cost. We have to pay this anyway, even if this is 0. 0 production. You don't produce any at all. You are not in the operation. Even in that case, this we have to pay fixed cost anyway. They start here. Firstly, is turning this convex to the origin. 오목, 오목하죠. 원점을 향해 오목. Then turning around here, 원점을 향하여 convex to the origin. Initially, concave to the origin. Convex to the origin. In the Korean language, 오목볼록. Turning around. Turning point we call inflection point, 변곡점. So, on the basis of the draw, Q, this is all different types of prices now. This is total cost. No, not prices. All different types of cost we are going to draw. From this one, initially, as we all understand, slope. So let's say this is Q1. Slope, this curve represents MC at this point. Now, I have been saying this numerous times already. Q2, this is slope here is MC. Total cost, slope on the total thing represent marginal thing at that point. Here, this is total. Here Q1 here, Q2 here. So this is here, like this. Which is higher? Here, this is higher, right? Q2 is higher. So Q1 is low. So initially, this is going down. The turning point is say Q star. Q star is here. Yeah, Q star, it turn around something like this. So you can draw. If this is given, you can draw MC. That's not that difficult. You just find out MC point by point. You can do that. So initially, certainly this is not 0. So remember, this is 0 point. There's a certain slope here. Okay, define the slope here. Not 0, not infinity. So this is a certain number here. How can you find that? If time allows, I'll come to that. But I don't think time will be available to discuss in great detail. But anyway, the point is that this is inflection point Q here. So what is the unique here? You see, initially, let me borrow this. Initially, there is a defined slope here, right? It's going down. Slope diminishes, right? Declines. The turning point, slope. This is not 0. Not 0, not the, there's a slope here. But here, somehow, slope turning around here. So this is the point where slope is the minimum. Is it clear? The point, slope represents marginal cost, right? Marginal cost is this one. So if you don't understand, just memorize this. Typical marginal cost curve takes this form. Starting with a certain number, it keeps decreasing, turning around right here. Inflection point turns around. There is a minimum point here. So initially, marginal cost declines. Later on, later stage of operation, it keeps increasing. Why are they? First of all, in this stage, we assume there is the benefit from division of labor. I explained that before, division of labor initially. Now, later on, you know that the story, right? We have to hire a less productive yerin, right? Then we have it's congestion, this one. So, okay. Then, that's, so you can draw this immediately from. Then this is fixed cost, right? This is fixed cost. Fixed cost. Okay? Fixed cost. Initially, production cost is 0, right? Fixed cost is Q over fixed cost. This is average fixed cost, right? AFC. That's definition. You have to pay the fixed cost a certain amount. Okay? So you have to pay fixed cost anyway. Fixed cost, let's assume $1 million a year. You have to pay that anyway for rent or facilities or salary for office workers. You have to pay that anyway because office workers it's a year contract base. You hire an office worker, it's almost always a year contract base. Okay, so you have to pay the salary fixed amount anyway. It's not proportional to working hours. That's a big difference. Total wage is proportional to the working hours. If your wage is set, okay, $10 an hour, if you work 8 hours, you'll pay $80 per day, and then multiplied by 5 working. Then how much is it? 200, 400. You can calculate that very easily. That's the way how wage factory workers are paid. But office workers, no matter how many hours you work, it's fixed at the beginning. So that's typical. Salary is a fixed cost, while wage, say, salary is for office workers, while wage is for factory workers. So you have to pay $1 million anyway. You have to pay $1 million. You don't produce anything. What is the average fixed cost? Infinity, right? Is it clear? You have to pay fixed cost anyway. So production quantity is 0. What's the here? 0. What is the average fixed cost? Infinity. infinity. Is that clear? So infinity is study. Then, as you understand, fixed cost is there. This is AFC, nothing other than hyperbola, 쌍곡선, hyperbola. Why there is one more time? You see, what I call anyone in this room, even 현지 can draw this graph. 현지, you can draw this graph, right? This is x. It is a fixed number, right? Constant number. What does it look like? Hyperbola, right? Remember, this is what is this? QFC. This is fixed. By definition, this is fixed, right? Fixed number divided by quantity. That's hyperbola. Okay. So 현지, are you with me? Okay. If 현지 is, everybody else is. Okay. Okay. So that's very easy, right? That's the easy part. Oh, this is total cost curve. This is total cost curve. There's all different types of cost here. It's slightly difficult to understand, but anyway, total variable cost is something like this variable. Let's this one. So not to confuse you, I'll follow the exact same notation and same position. 271. Okay, this is AFC or ABC is below this one. He drew. Oh, he's something like this. This is different than his diagram. This is ABC. It's just ABC. Yeah, I am right. This way. Okay. So this is ATC. It's AFC, average fixed cost. And it's something like you start ABC now, ABC. ABC is that up to here, what is the total cost here, up to here? Fixed cost, we attacked fixed cost, analyzed fixed cost already. Okay? So only variable cost is the MC, that's variable cost. Okay? So remember, definition of marginal cost is additional. You make Q1, okay, you had this many additional. So as we understand, this is MC curve, right? Q1, what is the total variable cost up to this point? Up to here, what is the total variable cost? So area below MC curve, right? I explained this many times. This is MC curve. Remember, this is MC curve. I should remove this one. Okay. So this is MC. This is AFC. From this table, we find that out. Two things. FC is given. You see, this is AF, average fixed cost. The MC is, you can calculate right here, or the slope. We have this. So now, the third job is to find out ABC, average variable cost. How can you do that? It's not that difficult. To find out, here, what is the quantity? Q1, right? So what is the total variable cost up to here? This is MC, right? What is the total variable cost? And this is total variable cost. This one. How do we define this? The area below MC curve. I mentioned that many times already. The area below a marginal thing is total thing, excluding fixed cost. Because when we calculate the marginal thing, fixed cost is irrelevant. It doesn't affect. Is it clear? One more time. At the very beginning, I explained that the area below marginal thing represent total thing up to that point, excluding fixed cost. Oh, is that clear to you? TJ? Is somewhere around? I don't think. Okay, thank you. You understand that completely. Mingyu. So what is up to here? Okay, what is the average variable cost up to here? How can you calculate? This is total variable cost up to here, right? You divide by Q. This is easy. Okay, so it's technically difficult to know that, but you can imagine. You can draw anyway, something like this one. So let's follow. Okay. This is average variable cost. You can draw arbitrarily because specific position is defined by this curve, the nature of this curve. But we don't know that specifically. But idea about the shape of this cost ABC is two things. Okay, you should be very clear. Number one is infinity too, because in any case 0 over something. However small this may be, okay, AB this approaches. To be more clear about this, you work with the numerical numbers in the second page, but it's complicated, slightly complicated because you have to use third order equation, 3차 방정식. Okay, third order equation. You have to play with that, but it's slightly difficult, right? So let's not do that here. Time will allow. No, I think we can do that. Third order 3차 방정식. Is everyone comfortable with playing with the 3차 방정식? No. Okay. So because I'm not going to just remember this. Typical ABC cost curve looks like this one. One thing you should be very clear is you start from infinity. Then the other one is that this is minimum ABC is intersection cut by MC curve. This is minimum point. Okay, I explained this Wednesday too. 원장, you didn't come to class Wednesday, right? Okay, so but I can. That's your fault. Okay. Those of you who missed this discussion because of your absenteeism, don't blame me. And blame you yourself. Okay. Anyway, so time is limited always. The thing is that what unique point is start from infinity. Then minimum of ABC is cut through by the MC curve. You understand that, right? Merin, you understand that, right? Good girls understand this. Bad girls like Hyunji. Did you come to class? Okay. Good girls understand that. Bad girls like Sumin and Soyeon and Sungwon, Jimin don't understand it. So if you don't blame me. Soyeon, blame yourself if you don't understand. So anyway, conclusion, time is limited. So cut through, keep this in mind. Okay, average variable cost is cut through by MC at the minimum right here, turning around here. Okay, then everything else is straightforward. So you just sum them up. AFC, ABC, sum them up. Here, this one, right? This one. You sum them up. AFC, ABC, ATC, right? Average fixed cost, average variable cost. Summing them up, this average total cost ACSD. Summing them up, you see this approach is 0 right here, right? AFC approach is here. So meaning is the ATC is something like this one. This it collapses into one. Yeah. Getting close and close and close. So we have everything. Okay. I want you to be very clear about this, clearly understand this graph. This is figure 5 to 71. If you don't understand, you can come to me in my office any afternoon. But Tuesday. So if you don't understand this, step number 1, ask your friend for help. Okay? If your friend doesn't understand, what is your close friend? Seon, right? If you don't understand, Seon doesn't understand either, then come to me. So don't play with Seon. Two bad girls doesn't make a good girl, right? This is joke. Seon, this is joke. Okay? Don't be offended. Okay. So this is not the end of the story. This point. Let's say this is Q0. This is Q. Where is that? This is where MC is minimum. Now this is the point. See, this is okay. ATC. So same story applies here. MC curve cuts through both ABC and ATC at the minimum here, both curve. Okay. So now we focus on this one. Q2. This is what we call Q0. Q0 is the point, the quantity, or sometimes you say scale of production. Scale of your firm's production. Scale. So your scale of production is Q1 here. Q2, your scale of production. Scale. Your scale of production is Q0, means efficient scale here. This is your scale of production right now. This is another scale. Q0. Q0 stands for your scale of production if you produce there. If you operate, your firm operates Q0, that's your scale of production. Now here the efficient scale, sometimes we call minimum efficient scale or just efficient scale. The minimum is better, if you're attaching minimum is better, but he doesn't attach minimum. But you can call either minimum efficient scale or simply efficient scale. You can use either of them. Efficient scale or minimum efficient scale defines the particular quantity of production where ATC is minimum. Is that clear? Okay, ATC is clear. Why this is important? Let me explain this. Okay, this is minimum efficient scale at your firm. Okay, so if you produce any other point here, okay, so if you produce, so those of you before that, let's talk about the operation point. This is MC, right? Your firm's MC curve. You are in perfect competition. What is your optimum decision? MC equals to market price, right? Is it clear? Market price, we understood that market price, when you are in perfect competition, market price is your MR. Why is that? So you are very small in comparison to the market size. So you can, from your perspective, you can sell any quantity you want at the given market price. So market price is P0. So your 100th unit MC is P0, right? 1,000th unit, you sell, remember, marginal revenue is the revenue from additional unit of selling. So 100th unit and 101st unit, what is the marginal revenue? Market price. For example, this ballpoint pen is like 201. You sell 100th of this. You are going to consider right now whether to sell one additional unit or not. That's marginal revenue, right? You sell 101 unit. What is the increased revenue? Market price, right? 200. Is that clear? That's the definition of marginal revenue. Okay? Marginal revenue is the price, like a market price. Is that clear? So if market price is this one, your selling price is this one. Why that is? Market price represents what? Your marginal revenue, right? Market price is your marginal revenue. So you have to sell okay, 진경, you have to sell this. You should sell at this many. Okay? If you would like to be called rational, okay, you would like to, it's okay to call you a crazy girl. You can do whatever you would like to. So, would you like to be called crazy or rational? You have to sell this. I say you have to sell. 성형 same story. You have to sell this much. Is that clear? Because this is MR is MC. Okay, here. So your operation is here. Okay, what is your net revenue? Net revenue is that. Remember, net revenue is total revenue subtracted by total cost, right? Your operation here. What is your total revenue? This area, right? This area. This is represent your total revenue. This is total revenue, right? And what is your total cost? You have all the information here. This is, what is ATC? This is ATC, right? This curve is, remember, AFC plus A, this is, okay. ATC. So AFC, ABC, summing them up, this is ATC, right? ATC. Here, this is your operation, your scale of operation right now, right? Your scale of operation right now. But what is the average total cost? This is average total cost, right? Okay. This area represents what? Total cost, right? So you have all the information right here. Total revenue subtracted by total. This is your profit, net revenue. Is that clear? Okay. Then now, if market price is here, you will have enjoyed some economic profit. But so you see, remember we assume perfect information. Everybody has all the information regarding the market situation. So there is you see a great chance to make money here. What will you do, Sang-yeon? So you enter, right? That's enter. You will enter the market. That's entry. We say entry. So Mingi, what will you do? There's a great chance to make money. What will you do? You jump in. 재우, you'll jump in. You'll jump in. 지시나, 위치카, Edgar will jump in, right? As more and more firms jump in the market to enjoy, to grab, okay, to grab the market opportunity, market price goes up or goes down? Until when? Okay, until when? Market price starts to fall down. Until when? This is easy. Market price here, then you make profit just enough to make up for opportunity cost of equity capital. That's what they call normal profit. So ABC here. Then everybody is equilibrium right now, right? Equilibrium. No more entry. Is that clear? No more entry. So eventually, what will happen to each and every firm is in minimum operates at the minimum efficiency scale. Is that clear? That's a key point right here. Competitive market. So here our assumption is that every firm has the same technology, same situation in production. Technology is common to everybody. So the only reason why you have to have a limited scale at your factory is that as you increase size of scale of your factory, price goes up, the cost goes up, right? So from this you can understand, you cannot expand your scale of operation unlimitedly, very limited, because of hit. Remember here, market price is here. So as you expand here, why you stop here? No, why? You can enjoy some here, right? But this price, you cannot expand, would not expand any more than this one, no matter what. Because remember, market price here, you keep expanding, which is bigger? Total cost or average cost or average revenue, which is bigger? Cost is bigger, right? So in any case, you wouldn't expand beyond this. Is that clear to you? Because of the nature of technologies, production technologies, no firm can expand unlimitedly. You hit a wall pretty soon. So now separate firm. Then that's one point. Point number, no firm can expand unlimitedly. Okay, and then each and every firm shares the common technology. So each and every firm in the same production condition. So the only difference is that in the marketplace, change in firms. So now we have made a full circle. Okay. So long term, is that clear to you? One more time. Long run. In the long run, every firm will compete right at this point because market price will fall down. Then eventually, can you figure out this will be the long-term equilibrium, long-run equilibrium. So in the long-run equilibrium, each and every firm will make just enough profit to make up for opportunity cost of equity capital, which means normal profit or zero economic profit. So long run here. Then now you are jumping. So competitive market, this is long run equilibrium, right? Long run supply curve. So we don't assume any technological advance or anything like with the given technologies, production conditions, this will be market supply curve in the long run. Remember? Is that clear? Because anyone can simply because of change in anything, change in number of players, suppliers, this one. Okay. Then each and every firm will be here. Same story. So market, let's say this is market demand is somewhere here. Then how many firms do we need? One firm, one firm here, two firm, three firm, four firm, something like this. You can imagine the case. How many firms do we need to meet the market demand at that point? So anyway, each and every firm is here, right here. So market price is right here. Is it clear? This is kind of implication of this graph. Okay. Okay, understood. If you don't, no way out as of now because we have to go forward. Time is limited. Now we are going to have a slight different story. Now we are stepping into monopoly chapter. Okay. Before jumping into chapter, what chapter is the monopoly? 17? 15? Oh, in merely how many weeks? 6 weeks. We have covered 15 chapters. You may be proud of that. All of us may be proud of that. You have covered how many? 14 chapters, right? 14 chapters in merely 6 weeks. So great achievement. What an achievement. So let's quickly go over this. Okay. Page number 1. Okay, one more time. Before jumping into chapter 15, let's quickly go over this, our today's class note. So on the board is this one, what I explained so far. And the item number 4, near the bottom of page 1. Okay, you see. I hope you can follow me. Profit is TR minus TC, right? Okay, this is AR minus ATC. I missed Q here. You have to put, please multiply it by Q. Q, insert Q. Do you know where we are now? Remember, you didn't bring class now. Okay, so we are now third line from the bottom, page 1. That's a mistake. Oh no, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that's a mistake. So one more time, third line from the bottom, page 1. Profit is TR subtracted by TC. AR subtracted by ATC. We need Q multiplied by Q. I missed that. Is it fatal mistake? Minor mistake is there. And R profit equal A R ATC. We need apparently we need Q, right? Is that right? I missed there. That's forgivable, right? Okay. So don't kick me out of this room just for this mistake. So this one. So we know P is AR. Average market price P is at the same time marginal revenue and average revenue. This one. So PAVC. So is evident with this final you call side, okay? The end of this equation. Profit is this one. Profit. The last equation is that P A V C Q minus FC. Is everyone comfortable with this equation relationship? Just a matter of manipulation of this equation. I changed the form of the equation. Then fixed cost. The reason why I do this is fixed cost is fixed anyway. Without scale of your operation, fixed cost is fixed by definition. You have to pay that anyway. So from this, what you can find out is that your scale of operation, which gives you normal profit. Normal profit means profit which is just enough to make up for the equity cost of the cost of equity capital. Okay, I repeated it many times already. Normal profit. So, at what point can we make normal profit? Normal profit is that no economic profit, no loss at all. So just zero. Okay, normal profit. So when this is zero, right? Then you can find this one. Q equal to see F. What makes this profit zero? Profit zero means normal profit. Okay. Zero economic profit. Okay. So we are going to find the point where normal profit, we can make just normal profit or zero economic profit, no more, no less. So this is zero, right? So this is zero. See, what you can see is that this is zero. So you're turning around. FC P minus AVC. Is everyone comfortable with this? Q is represents scale of your operation, scale. So this particular quantity, let's attach Q2 star. Oh no, Q here. Oh, here is Q0. Q0. This is Q0, right? This is Q0 right here. Q0. Also, this is Q0 here. So is everyone comfortable with this? Okay, so if you are not review this home, that's very easy situation. But the point I want you to know is this point, particular quantity Q0, we call break-even point. Probably you have heard of break-even point numerous times already. Is there anyone who has not heard of the break-even point? Solchan, have you not heard of break-even point, or in the Korean language, 손익분기점? Have you heard of Solchan? Have you heard of break-even point? Yeah, heard of it, right? Even if you don't know it, that's okay. Okay, the point is that whether you have heard of it, 기훈, you don't know, right? What that is. This is easy. This is what I mean break-even point. Very practical message to you. This is break-even point. Break-even point. This point, you can, okay, break-even is the from loss to profit. You can break even out. That's what we call break-even point is this one. Okay, then let's keep doing this. Quickly finish all the story up so that we may jump into chapter 15. Page 2. Okay, so this is just the top half of page 2, just for your reference. If you have some extra time, play with these things. It's a little bit complicated. So if you don't understand this, that's okay. If you understand this, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. So don't be organized. Don't be pushy too much of yourself. If you don't understand, that's okay. So this is to tell you, as I say, so to describe this, we need third order equation, 3차 방정식. So normally we don't do that. So anyway, here profit, let's quickly go over it. Profit, normal profit, economic value added, the following page 3, is the productivity, minimum efficiency scale. Then marginal cost and returns to scale. In this regard, to different story. Marginal cost and returns to scale. Marginal cost is we assume fixed capital. Okay? Marginal cost. So marginal cost. So we assume the size of the factory is fixed, but in long run you can expand. You can double size of factory. Just like not just hiring twice as many people, you can expand the size of your factory twice as big. That's what they call returns to scale. Two different stories. So returns to scale, sometimes you have increasing returns to scale, decreasing returns to scale, and the constant returns to scale, or economies of scale, okay, or diseconomies of scale, we say in that way. Okay. In this regard, I refer you to textbook because time is limited. Okay, so forms in perfect competition. Okay, short run equilibrium, long run equilibrium. I explained this one. Short run equilibrium we are here, long run equilibrium will be here. Okay. Then finally, this is kind of a summary of what we discussed so far. So come to think of it, there are two decisions to make. We started from operational, the optimum decision if we are going to operate. One more time, we are ever going to operate, that is it. Okay, that's the first decision we discussed. Very, very long, over many sessions we discussed. So, one more time, what is the optimum decision making? Sung-Young, what is the basic principle in decision making? Edgar, can you tell us? What is the underpinning, overarching, basic principle of decision making? Think at the margin. Okay, think at the margin is that you keep doing a thing until MB equals to MC. Keep doing that. So that means that applies only to the case you are ever going to operate. Okay. When you have made the decision, oh, I have to operate my factory, then that's optimum. Before that, probably you need whether to operate it at all. Is that clear? Okay, you may stop operating. Stop operating may be better than doing operating. So that optimum decision making principle number 3 applies only when you are going to operate anyway. In that case, that's absolutely true. But before that, probably whether to I will be in the operation at all. Okay? That's a different question. Is that clear? So shut down or operate. Okay, shut down or operate, exit or operate, no, exit or staying in the business. Shut down, that's short term, right? Short run, shut down or operating. Or long run, exit or staying in the business. That type of decision you need average costing. Is it clear? When you decide to operate, then coming back to the marginal thinking. You are not going to operate, that's a totally different story. So marginal decision is useless. Decision making is because you are not going to operate anyway. Is that clear? So come to think of, you have to economy. You have to make two decisions whether to that at all. Then when you are able to do that, then marginal thinking. Is that clear? The first step, okay, average thinking, whether to operate at all. That's you need average thinking, and then when to operate well is marginal thinking. Is that clear? Actually, two separate decisions: operation decision and okay, you understand anyway. Not to attach. Let me not to attach any name for there. So one more time. So I confess, I was not precise when I said the area below a marginal thing represent total thing. So we exclude fixed cost. Is that clear? It's confusing, right? It's slightly confusing, but anyway, you cannot remove confusement altogether. Sometimes so to advance to next stage, initially we get confused, right? That's life. C'est la vie. Okay, that's c'est la vie. From time to time, you need to be confused to advance, to attack new knowledge, right? So to be precise, now this should be clear to you. Profit is not the same as produce surplus. You have to subtract fixed costs from this. That's okay. So this chapter he calls, even if he calls profit, it's not profit. It produces surplus. Okay. This chapter, particularly in this chapter, he called something profit, but that's not profit. Produce a surplus. What he means by that is produce a surplus. To be precise, in this one. So why do disregard this one? Okay, one more time. Fixed cost is irrelevant to the optimum decision making. Whether to operate at all, it matters. But once assuming you are in operation, fixed cost doesn't matter. Doesn't affect. It's irrelevant. Because of this, sometimes we call this one. But to be precise, you shouldn't forget the fixed cost. Okay, then. Okay, one more time, just to sum them up. We all know that this is from perfect competition. Perfect competition. This is usual demand curve. This is usual supply curve. What do you call that? Consumer surplus. Okay. What do you call this? Produce surplus. This is very similar to profit, but not exactly profit, because you have to take fixed costs also into consideration. So profit is, remember, demand is all from what? Marginal thing, right? This is marginal utility. This is from marginal production cost. So all marginal things account for, what marginal things account for is variable cost only, marginal cost. Fixed cost doesn't account for. Keep this in mind. So in this case, marginal utility, there is no such thing as fixed marginal utility. Fixed utility. You don't consume anything. You don't have any utility, right? You don't consume anything. Can you enjoy fixed utility? No, that's not possible. So it is. Is that clear? Okay, and let's quickly go over this because probably we have to cover two chapters in an hour. Chapter 15 and 16. Actually, 16 is just extra chapter. So not much learning from chapter 16. That's nothing actually. I briefly refer to that. Monopoly chapter 15. So come to think of it, perfect competition. What does demand curve to you? To you, what does the demand curve look like? This is your demand curve, right? This is market price P0. Why is that? You can sell at this price endlessly. So effectively, so how much do you sell? Any quantity. This crosses your MC curve, right? MC curve. This is your selling decision. So effectively, demand curve for one firm in perfect competition is to price level, market price level. That's our definition of perfect competition, right? But now we are only player in the firm. This is not like that anymore. So what I refer to is figure 1, textbook figure 1. Okay. Now I'm explaining figure 2 in the textbook, figure 2. You are the only firm, only one firm in the marketplace. I think I am wrong. Figure number is wrong. I think figure 1, okay. Textbook figure 1. Oh, this is figure 2. Figure 2, I'm sorry. Figure 1 is the, we are coming back to figure 1 later on. Not now. Figure is there. It's slightly, order is, I don't like his order of presentation here. Figure 1, let's reserve figure 1 until the end of this chapter. So we'll come back to this figure 1. So start off. So left-hand panel, that's A, right? Left-hand panel, figure 2. I explained that. And then right-hand panel, now we are in monopoly. So as I sell more, I have influence on the market price. So to sell more, okay, do I increase price or do I decrease price? Decrease price. This is easy. Okay. Something like this one. Actually, this is a matter of scale. It's slightly. Sometimes my extra explanation, information confuses you, then clarifies things. So that's the reason why I hesitate from time to time whether to explain this to you or not. Okay, let me try to explain. That's a matter of scale. So market size is in megatons. The rice, let's say, rice market, rice Korea is if not megatons, but million tons, right? So from your production, it's just milligram. Your scale of operation is in terms of gram. Okay, market demand is in terms of million tons. So you see, double your size. You are now producing 100 milligram. Your operation is 100 milligram. Now you double your size. What is your double your quantity of supply? 200 milligram, right? Triple, 300 milligram, quadruple, quintuple, quintuple. Yujong, what is your total size of TJ? Quintuple, 500, right? Sextuple. Okay, septuple. octuple, nanuple, deciple. Okay, is that clear? Okay, you make your size of operation 10 times as big. Still, you are merely 1,000 milligram, right? 1,000, right? Quintuple, deciple, 1 milligram, 10 times. No, 100. I say milligram, right? 100 milligram. So 10 times as big, 1,000 milligram, which is a gram. 1,000 milligram is one gram, right? Your operation is 1 gram only. 10 times as big, 100 times as big, merely 10 gram. But market size is a million tons. So as you increase your size of operation, do you have any influence over the market? No, nothing. So your scale is in terms of, this as I say, matter of scale. So in your operation, your consideration is gram. the unit of gram, but market size in terms of million tons. Now you are is a big player. Big player. Your consideration is million tons too. Market is million ton, and your scale of consideration is million ton too. So in this case, as you want to sell more, you have to do what? Sell more. So let's assume you are here, right now, P0. Okay, you want to sell more. See? So Q0. Okay. So you want to sell more. Okay, delta Q. Let's simply assume QP. Let's say P0. So you want to sell more. Okay, sell more. Let's say Q1. Okay. So your price, what price you will have? Reduced, right? What price? Give me. 예린. Q1, what price can you sell? 예린 is a genius. Okay. Okay. So now we are going to calculate marginal revenue from this one. Selling more. Okay. Selling more. Okay. At lower price. But again, not to confuse you, I better be consistent in notation. Let me refer you. Okay, I am right. Okay. So Q1 is equal Q0 plus 1, right? 1 unit, right? So remember, marginal revenue, our definition is that what is marginal revenue? Okay, selling one additional unit increase in, that's definition. Okay. So MR equal, previously what was the revenue? Previously what was the revenue? P0, Q0. Okay. So now P0 is, so the marginal revenue from Q0 plus, this is Q0 plus 1. This is one additional unit, right? As we are going to calculate marginal revenue, increase in revenue. That's the definition of marginal revenue. Okay. So, Solchan, are you with me? Here, let's see. Notation is the marginal revenue Q0. What this means? Q0 point. Q0 marginal revenue means a increase in revenue as we increase 1 unit of sales. So we know that after, so total revenue up to Q0, how much is this? So meaning P0, Q0, right? Q0. Right. So TR Q1 equal what? P1 Q1, right? P1 Q1. So P1 is Q0 plus 1, right? Q0 plus 1. So marginal revenue equal nothing other than TR Q1 subtracted by TR Q0. Is everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Okay. That's the definition of marginal revenue right here. This is Q1 multiplied by Q0 plus 1 minus P0 Q0, right? I think everyone is comfortable with this calculation. Everyone is very comfortable. Okay, no problem. Mingyu, are you with me in this regard? Mingi. The other Mingi. This is P1. Mingi is right. Okay, junior Mingi is better than senior Mingi. Okay, right. Okay, Right? Okay. So now, what do I have now? P1, Q1. Okay, P1, Q0, Q1. Okay. So equal P1 minus P0, Q0 plus K P1. P1, right? Right? Am I right? Actually, I have to double check. Anggun, am I right? Am I? Jian, am I right? Here. One more time. Let me write here. We know that, right? This is Q0 is okay, TR Q1 minus TR Q0. Okay, this one. Then TR Q1 is the P1. The price is P1, right? P1. Market price is P1. Okay. Multiplied Q0 plus 1. Here. This is multiplication of course here. Minus P0 Q0. This one is the P1 P0 Q0 plus P1. Okay, P1. Remember this is PMR. This is P1. So this is MR Q0 Q1. Okay, Q0 Q1. P1. My question is this bigger than P1 or smaller than P1? Marginal revenue, okay, at Q0, is this bigger than Q1 or lower than Q1? Smaller than Q1. Is this positive number or negative number? Is it positive or negative? So I mean this is negative, right? This is a negative number. Negative number, right? MR is smaller than P1. Okay. This is demand curve, right? Any price you pick, any quantity you pick here, you calculate. This is price, right? Market price. Because demand curve, you sell. Why this is to sell? Market price will become here. Any place, right? This is demand curve. Market demand curve defines quantity and price. Okay, let's just start over. Oh, leave this here. Remember, you are the only player. You are the only player in the marketplace. This is demand curve. Demand curve is for you. Demand curve is for you. So, to sell this many Q3, what will be the market price? P3, right? P3, how do you find P3 here? Right? This is your price. Market price is Q. You want to sell Q1, market price should be P1. Is this concept clear to you? That's actually starting point of this logic. You are with me, right? So, one more time here. You are the only player in the marketplace. So, to sell this many, what price do you have to set? Q1. P1, right? In this curve, right? Is that clear? You want to sell more, you have to reduce price. This is your price. Because it's you who has to accommodate the market situation, not the other way around. Remember, you cannot force anyone to buy the thing, your thing. It's clear? So, if you want to sell this many, this is the market price. This many, this is market price, lower. And this many, higher price, market price. So, demand curve represents the price. Okay, you can sell as for any given quantity of your decision. Is that clear? Okay, we have only 30 minutes, so anyway, I have to go forward. From this one, figure 3, you understand. This one? Q1. Q1? Actually, that doesn't matter because, okay, Q1, let's say. Q1, okay, let's say Q1. Actually, it doesn't matter because always we are some very small difference. So if you take Q0 or Q1, sorry, this is easier. Yeah, thank you. This notation is easier than that one. Okay, Q1. Okay, so now from this one, which is bigger? Okay, getting back to here. So you understood that. Okay, you are calculating it. Okay, to correct. Let me correct this one, Q1, because this makes you easier, more consistent. Okay, Q1. Okay, let's change this notation to Q1. Okay, marginal cost at Q1. So previously Q0, Q1. Okay, total revenue. The point here is that Q1 is bigger than Q0 by exactly 1 unit. 1 unit. Why 1 unit? Because you are interested in marginal revenue. Marginal revenue. Okay. So we know which is bigger, P1, P0. P0 is bigger, right? That's we found that out because you want to sell more. 1 more unit, you have to reduce the price, market price. This is easy. Okay. So solving this equation. It is positive, negative. This is negative, right? This is a negative number. Then is this bigger than P1? This is bigger than or smaller than P1? Smaller than P1, right? So this is easy. This is what we want to know. Okay. At each point, marginal revenue is smaller than P. Okay, so anyway, we have to go forward because time is limited. So, okay, ultimately, our destination is this figure 3. This is usually demand curve. Okay? Demand curve is only for you. Demand curve. Okay? This is demand curve. The market demand curve for the monopolist. Demand curve monopolist. Okay. Then what we found out was that this is located here. This is MR. This is key point right here. This is the essence of chapter 15. If you understand that clearly, everything else is automatic and very simple. From that, what we found out is that this one, D is here. MR is located at any point. That's Q1. Our calculation, Q1, this is P1, this is P1, right? This is P1. Then this is MR. Sang-hyun is right. Okay, I thank you, Sang-hyun, Q1. This is Q1. Same story. This is Q3, this is Q3. And then this is P3, right? And what is this? Q3. Okay, so what I want you to know clearly, okay, understand is that MR, marginal revenue curve, is located down below the market demand curve. That's key point here. Huh? So this is located below T curve. If you have learned calculus, that's not doing. If you have learned calculus, actually this is very easy. Why this? Remember, some of you, many of you have some knowledge, not perfect knowledge in calculus. You have some knowledge in calculus. Okay, then Sang-hyun, right? Taejun has too. So, remember, what is the definition of marginal revenue? is PQ. This is revenue, right? This is revenue. Okay, delta Q, delta. This is marginal by definition, right? By definition. Let's assume. Okay, so this is P equal. Let's assume minus AX plus B. No, AQ plus B. Both A and P are positive numbers. This is what you see every day. A and B are positive numbers. Because that's a straight line, right? This is B. Up to here, B. Slope is A, negative A, right? That clear? So Q is Q. So right here, remember? Q, you see P, Q. What is P and Q? Delta Q, delta, what is PQ? Minus A Q square B, right? BQ. Is everything with me? Okay. Actually, here again, if you know this, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. Just to give you some idea, more specific idea to those of you who have some knowledge in calculus. Then what is this? Minus 2AB, 2AQ plus B, right? Minus 2AQB. This is MR. Okay, let me finish my story anyway. If you do or don't, that doesn't matter anyway. Then the thing is that finally, this is D curve. This is MR curve. It's exactly halfway through. That's fun to know anyway. Fun to know thing is that one more time. If just typical demand curve, you draw in this way, right? It's a straight line demand curve. This is D. Then MR is just halfway through. This is MR. Right? Just for your reference. So you can prove that in this way. Danny, can you prove in this way? Taejun, DJ, you can do that, right? Yes, no. Sunghyun, you can do this, right? Are you with me in this regard? And finally, we are almost there. Finally, see this one. Yes, you start with the market demand curve. That's only for me, right? Only for you. Okay? Jiyoung, you understand, right? You are monopolist. By Byung-Yun, you are monopolist. So we are the only player in the market. The market demand is for me, for you. Byung-Yun, right? You understand that? Market demand curve. What is our marginal revenue curve? Because we have to find out marginal revenue curve to make optimum decision, right? To make the optimum decision, we have to play with marginal thing, marginal revenue and marginal cost. So, okay, what does our marginal cost curve look like? We find that out, right? Halfway through. This is marginal revenue curve. Okay, marginal revenue curve. This is marginal revenue curve. And then we are almost there. Where should our production point be? We need another information, right? As I keep saying, we need two palms to clap. Okay? To make final optimum decision, we need to know marginal revenue as well as marginal cost. What is our marginal cost look like? Something like this, right? So what defines our marginal cost situation? Market demand condition or technological condition? Technological condition, right? So technology doesn't have anything to do with the market demand curve. Okay? So it's given to you. This is you. So now everything is straightforward. Okay. Where is our optimum decision? This is right. This is because this is our MC. This is our MR. this is the point where, what is it? MR equals MC. We understood that, right? Okay. We are ever in operation. This is it, right? I say we are ever in operation. If we are going to stop operation, there's a different story. So, assuming we should operate, or we want to operate, this is the optimum right here. Okay. This is the optimum. Is that clear? Okay. Here, this is optimum decision. Okay. Optimum decision, and we have to evaluate our outcome. Evaluate our outcome. Okay. So here, what is the selling price? P0. Where is the P0? That's the question, right? Then even Yerin knows that, right? Quantity Q0 price should be P0. So the question is, where is the P0? Here, there. Up here. Okay. So you are going to sell here, right? Of course, you sell at this price. That's up to you. But which price would you sell? Maximum possible, maximum affordable price you will sell. So to sell this many, what price would you apply? You are going to sell this. See, this is the Q0, you press P0, right? Q1 here, Q3 here, like this one, right? So if you want to sell, this is your decision. So what price would you apply? Okay. According to Yerin, P0. That's P0. Okay. This is P0. Right? Jungwan, you said this is P0, right? Not this one. Is that clear? Because this is, if you sell this, that's definition of market demand curve. You're going to sell, you can charge this high price. This is, okay. So we have one piece of information, which is total revenue. What is total revenue? So we are going to calculate net revenue, right? So net revenue, as I said, you need two steps to go. One is optimum decision, okay, evaluation. Okay. How much benefit do I get? You have to know that, right? Everybody is interested. So now second step, you know that if ever in operation, this is it. Okay? If ever in operation, this is it. So whether to operate or not, we have to check our net revenue. If it is positive, this is it. If it is negative, you will get out of, you stop operating. Is that clear? So that's two decisions. So now you calculate, and this is NR is what? TR subtracted by TC. TR is very easy, right? What is TR? Yeah, I know that. P0, Q0. Okay. P0, Q0, that's total revenue, right? Okay. So now ATC, Q0, this is total cost, right? ATC is total cost. Is that clear? So now it depends where the total cost is. Right? So, no, average total cost. I'm sorry, average total cost. So now you are familiar with the shape of total cost, right? Something like this U curve. Because we talked about this numerous times, right? YG. So remember, so previously this was MC. Total cost looked like this one. Cut through here. So this is minimum efficiency scale. Okay. So depending on the situation, okay, number one situation, this is it, right? This is, remember, MC. Situation number one. Here. Oh, okay. So this is our operation. What is the average total cost? This is average total cost, right? So you can enjoy this much. Is that clear? Right? In this case, you can enjoy this much. But here again, okay, optimum decision doesn't guarantee a profit. You may make a loss. When do we make a loss? If your cost situation is something like this. Remember, That's completely separate story. Market situation and technology, totally different story, totally different world. Market situation from one world, technology from the other world. So that doesn't have anything to do with each other. Is it clear? So this may be something like this. And if this is the big, would you in operation? No, you will stop operation. Remember, this is your total average revenue. This is your average cost, right? Cost is bigger than. In this case, you wouldn't operate in this case. So from this, what you understand is that market is too small, or technology allows only big operation. In this case, even the market is smaller than one firm. Is it clear? Then this could be possible. At this point, somehow, barely touches here. This is possible. Is it clear? Understand? This is then only one firm can in this market. So market is too small, or the firm is too big. Either way. In general, we assume firm is very small, market is very big. But in some cases, market is very small, or the other, actually effectively the same story. You may say market is too small, or the firm is too big, technologically. So that's what you call natural monopoly. What I mean is that, especially when fixed cost is very big, in particular industry, fixed cost is very, very big, then ATC is very big. Okay? So typical example, natural monopoly is Microsoft. Okay? Microsoft cost is almost 100% fixed cost, because you see, you buy Windows, what is that right now? What is the newest version of Windows? Windows 8, plastic cost is nothing actually. That's a variable cost. All 90% of the cost was in the form of what? Research and development cost. So that's definition. I mentioned that, right? Think about that. Research and development cost, normally it is supposed to be 500 million won. To write a new software package, you have to pay 500 million won. That means producing single package of Microsoft Windows 8, you have to pay 500 million anyway. Then Microsoft has paid it already. But it's almost zero, so nobody can compete with that type of thing. That's the typical case of fixed cost is very big. Okay? Actually, in this regard, the most typical industry is pharmaceutical industry. Pharmaceutical industry to bring a new drug to the market, research and development cost is said to be $1 billion minimum, extremely huge. Okay? So if market is very small, this one, that's natural monopoly. So market is too small or technologically, mostly research and most of the fixed cost. Another case is that, as you understand, now automobile industry is highly automated, right? What is automation? Everything is fixed cost, right? Actually, minimum labor cost. Labor cost is variable cost. Then, so facility, R&D, these are things. Or another example is the brand name. Okay, it said that to establish a global brand, you have to pay $1 billion. That's big money, right? So these three are the most typical fixed costs. So by nature of the industry, you have to pay very high R&D cost, or very high facilities cost, or very high brand building is slightly different story. So then that's technology. So because of technology, remember this is a fixed cost is very big. This may be located above this one. So it's barely touches. So this is only one firm can survive here. Here, even only one firm cannot survive here. Is it clear? So this is a situation we call natural monopoly, as he explains in figure 1 in this chapter. So in this sense, I think he has wrong order in presenting idea. Let's say you come back to this one. figure 1 textbook. Initial moment you cannot hardly understand, but to understanding all the mechanism is very easy to understand. So one more time, monopoly. No, the natural monopoly means because of technological conditions or market conditions, they are just the same story. One more time, it's effectively the same. Market is too small, or the firm should be too big. Too big means in terms of technological conditions. So either one, market is too small or firm is too big, has to be very big. So in this case, market can accommodate only one firm. That's a natural monopoly. In some cases, even market cannot accommodate only single firm. Okay. For example, in this case, so fixed cost is way too big. This is located here, market. This is market demand condition, right? Any point you cannot break even. This is break-even point, right? You barely make normal profit. That's the point, break-even point. So if this is located here, remember this is market condition. One more time. Market condition defines demand curve, demand situation. Okay, while technological, so industry conditions or technology conditions define production. Okay. Is that clear? Jisina, that's clear to you, right? Think about that. I think we all understand market is a place where 경유 and 직녀 meet. 경유 is demand, 직녀 is supply, or the other way around, right? That's the marketplace. Okay. Then, interestingly enough, they don't have anything to do with each other. Technology, market, demand, they are separate story. So there are many occasions, something like this. Demand curve is here. Okay. So according to what we learned so far, okay, so operating decision means, okay, the number of how many firms can a market accommodate. In this case, if that's all about exit and entry decision. So if by technology, if ATC is defined in this way, the market cannot accommodate even a single firm. Okay. Is that clear? So ATC is something like this, maybe around this range. So if this is optimum decision, you can make some money, right? This is ATC, or this one ATC, or this one. So just barely touches right here. So ATC, TC, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the market cannot accept even one firm because way too much thing. This is happens in like small countries. Wenchang, you are from Kazakhstan, right? Kazakhstan is a small country. So to build, think about the cap factory. Kazakhstan, small country, this is domestic supply curve. So car factory, you have to this one. But Kazakhstan cannot accommodate a single car company. This happens in many small economies. Is that clear? Small economy means market size is very small. So it's slowing, then barely touches this accommodate one firm. Up to here, one firm. Up to here, maybe could accommodate many firms. Okay, then, so finally today, so, okay, this one. So figure 8 first. Figure 8 first is that demand MR. This is MC here. MC here. This is operation, right? Our operation point, okay, Q0, equilibrium here. Okay, what does the area represent? That's why I call dead weight loss. That why there is dead weight loss? From society perspective, you have to, from society perspective, you have to produce, demand and supply should be up to here, because think about that. This is MC is from society perspective. This is MC, right? What is this? MB, marginal utility, right? We have to keep producing up to here. And this we don't do this one. So simply put like this one. This is equivalent to. We stop operating here. Society, all societies. This is the optimum Q star, but monopoly you stop producing here. This is equivalent to dead weight loss from the whole society's perspective. Always dead weight loss is defined from the perspective of the whole society. Okay, this is easy. Finally, price discrimination. It's a very interesting story. That's figure 9. Interesting story. Demand curve. Okay, as far as we understand, demand curve is sometimes called willingness to pay. Right? You understand? Mingi, right? You recall that. One more time. Changhyun, do you recall that demand curve is sometimes called willingness to pay? Right? I'm ready to pay this price. That's willingness to pay, right? So, willingness to pay. People, up to here, how much are they ready to pay? Or is he or is she ready to pay? This price, right? So why don't you charge this price to them? Second price, you charge this price. 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 Why don't you do that? Actually, you can do that. Some from time to time, firms do that actually, but normally it's not acceptable to the prices. But sometimes this is acceptable to the thing. So now, then this is your marginal revenue, right? In that case, okay. So what textbook says that perfect, okay, price discrimination. You sell, right? So I sell Jonghan at the highest price because he's most desperate to have this one. And then one deal is done. I sell now Jehu slightly lower price. Done. Slightly lower price. Slightly lower price. Jisina slightly lower price. Zero eventually. Sehyun zero price. Because she's so poor. Anyway, Sehyun is here. It is back here. So in that case, demand curve is marginal revenue curve, right? Is everybody with me? Yes. Because we just then, as only this is what? This is marginal cost line, marginal cost, right? This is your marginal revenue, right? Where is your optimum? Here. Here. This is optimum. So with perfect discrimination, we can reduce societal, dead weight loss 0. So would you choose this? But in this case, monopolist gets the maximum profit. Maximum profit. So would you like to have this? But Jonghan may complain buying this one, may regret at least, if not protest. Would you stay calm if you buy at this price? Everybody else, no, this guy, this is, let's say, who? Enka Angalan. Who's Enka? This is Enka Angalan. Enka Angalan buys at this price. Jehu finds out that you have bought this at this price. Would you stay calm or would you come to me and protest and price discrimination? What would you do? He's going to kill me, right? Okay, so this difference between societal perspective and individual perspective. sometimes this is possible. This is the case. Remember, previously, two extreme cases, no price discrimination at all and perfect price discrimination. Okay, no price discrimination, this is equilibrium, right? This point was equilibrium. The perfect is, will come back to the society, the same position. No, but extreme income inequality because monopolist gets very rich. But then all the consumers cannot enjoy any additional utility. Is it clear? Okay. So in a sense, this is makes the income get bigger, much bigger. So people would complain. Okay. Then let's get back to take a look at page 5 of today's class note. So I'm going to wrap today's session up pretty soon. So in 2 minutes, top of page 5. So we covered price discrimination and the antitrust measures. So for your reference only, so read this through. No serious theories there. Just stories. You love stories, right? You hate graphs and equations, don't you? Mingyang hates. I know that Mingyang hates graphs and equations, but she loves stories. So, this is all stories. And finally, chapter 16, monopolistic competition. Okay. Now, in the beginning, I said, economic textbook, we assume homogeneous product. A product the same everywhere. Whether who makes it, Mingi makes it, Teo makes it, Sangye makes it, same product. But in the reality, it's not like that. Okay? So you call differentiated product. 차별화된 상품, 차별화 상품. So, okay. So your product is slightly different than Mingi's and Jehu's, Zhengwan's. Slightly different. That's why we call you are a monopolist in small pond, in small, narrowly defined market. You are the monopolist. So this is a combination of monopoly theory and perfect competition theory. So here, let's quickly finish this one. The second half of page 5, product differentiation, same needs but different ones. So Starbucks coffee or Georgia coffee, you have Georgia, right? Georgia coffee. So different, slightly different story. This one. So 2 generic stretches by Michael Porter. This is from management course. Cost leadership to minimize supplying cost. We call mainstream market, and then differentiation we call niche market. You are the only monopolist in narrowly defined highly differentiated small market. So equilibrium is because same story here, is that that's actually the carbon copy of monopoly in general, short run. And long run is that, long run what happens? Firms, so small niche players, so long run other firms will jump in, enter the market, and then this curve, so originally it's like that. Monopolistic competition, only difference between, not much new knowledge from this chapter 16. So that's the reason why I just briefly explained this one. As we understood, monopoly. Okay, so this is equilibrium. This is equilibrium Q0. Monopoly equilibrium. So then this one. Let's assume this is our ATC curve. This is MC curve. So I think by now everyone is comfortable with this one, this diagram. So from here we can enjoy profit, right? This is our profit. Okay? Profit, this one. the thing is that so we enjoy as a small player, you can enjoy extra profit because we have very narrowly defined small market. Okay, so just something like that. So 아구찜, right? Very special at the beginning. 아구찜 was very special dish, particular dish, Korean dish 아구찜. When 아구찜 is popular, you can enjoy this initially. Then what happens? Everybody else makes 아구찜 next to you, right? Then demand curve for you increases, decreases. Decreases or pushes back. So this is will be pushed back down. Remember, okay, this is your ATC curve. This is demand curve. Initially, demand curve was here, and this is pushes back here. Then here you have zero profit, right? No more, no less profit. So this is long-term monopolistic equilibrium in monopolistic competition. Okay, so I think we have to vacate this room. So the Wednesday still we have two chapters to cover Wednesday. But anyway, you can do that. Okay, so this is it for today. So I'll see you on Wednesday.